Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Live Show. Got 10 games on the slate, and you would never know because nobody is officially in yet, I feel like. So it's been a tough day trying to find stuff. I only have one bet down on the card right now for myself, for those folks in the VIP. But, Matty, how are you feeling? How's your card looking? Where are we at right now?
I'm not a fan of today. It sucks because I've been on a heater, man. I'm like 17-3 in the past 2 days, and I've got one bet down as well.
Yeah, it's tough. But you know what, man? Yesterday, I forced it. I mean, I only went 2-3, and you could argue I should have gone 3-2 if Yannick didn't get hurt. Could also argue whatever you want about anything, but I think the lessons I was trying to take away from yesterday is I've been digging myself out of a hole to start the season, and that hole I put myself in was partly due to forcing it in a season where there's not as much treasure to be uncovered every slate these days as there might normally be when most teams are trying, and we can bank on coaches playing the guys that we know they usually play in the right spots. So we don't have that quite just yet. And we've got plenty of news to get to, but still heeding a bit of caution, man. So just, nothing to no reason to force stuff just because it's 10 games doesn't mean that it's necessarily 10 quality games. But go ahead and jump in the comments if you guys want to talk about anything here. We are happy to bring up the bets you want to look at. Make sure that you are tagging at the Matt. Is it the real Matt Steven? I never know, man. At the Matt Steven. There we go. Got you. Tag at the Matt Steven. You got a lot of names all over the place, all over the interwebs. But let's tag him if you guys want to talk about anything on air. We'll get to that. And if you have a question for Swish, he is the man behind the dashboard, partner in crime here up on SwishLand and the landyourbets.com website. So if you want to check out, if you want to ask him anything in there, that's what he's in the comments for as well, to help everybody out and help us out here as well. So speaking of that SwishLand dashboard, let's bring it up. Let's start sharing screen and get to some of these looks here. Let's see where we should start, because I do want to try to go game by game as much as possible, but I also recognize that some games are going to be better than others. So let's make sure we stay on track here. Where should we start? I didn't actually have an idea in mind at first. Do you have a thought of where you'd like to look at first?
I do not, unfortunately.
Okay, no worries.
I can normally bail you out here, but I don't today.
Don't worry about it. I can definitely take us somewhere. I mean, the game that I want to talk about the most for sure is going to be the Pistons and the Spurs. Let me see where the Spurs stuff is at, because this is my only bet right now that I'll let y'all in on. De'Aaron Fox under 26.5 PRA. So is my internet still available? Is that still available up on the site? Let's pull up PropsMadness for a second, get to that Spurs game and see D-Fox. Oh, this is going to be 25.5, isn't it? Okay. This is 25.5 now and still trending downwards. This is as low as I would take it if I was going under for D-Fox, is 25.5. Obviously, the hit rate's going to look really good here. If we look at him up on the dashboard as well, this is how we use this thing, man. It's kind of let me start with this. Where's SAS? If we pull up De'Aaron Fox and we're looking at the player tab here, I'm looking at his green, right? And I'm looking at the expected stuff that he's putting up these days in the last 10 games, especially only topping 15.5 points as far as the projection goes one time, right? So even the hit rate is bad recently, but the volume stats also follow along closely with that really poor hit rate. In fact, the only game that he did have a decent amount of usage was this last game against the Pistons, and I'm still willing to buy into the Pistons defense being what it is. So that's the only place I've been able to go. D-Fox has been a consistent under for me on the PRA at 26.5 or higher. So I'm going to follow that play here once again. But any thoughts on Fox or anything related or this game at all?
Yeah, I was gonna absolutely tell you on the Fox. I think you're spot on. But Hard Rock was offering me a 25.5, unfortunately, so I couldn't get there. I think you're right. The 25.5 is the drop off there of It's too uncomfortable to go over, too uncomfortable to go under. The thing that I really wanted earlier today, and if you want a parlay piece, you can use it this way. If you get a Harper and look at his rebounds, he is consistently going under 3.5. Now, I wouldn't take this as a straight because it's minus 170 at best. But this has been a cash cow for me in games that matter. He's not going to get 4 rebounds consistently.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't straight bet this unless you want something to bet on. But I think it's a really good parlay piece. Unfortunately, I can't get it here in Florida anymore. So single tiers all around.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at an under for Harper, maybe on like 18.5 on the PRA, maybe something
That's
like
gone
that. Because I
too.
do, yeah. Oh, is that gone too? It's like
Yeah, it's 17
17
and
or
a
something
half
like that.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we were thinking along the lines of what eventually the market did as well. So and yeah, for Donald coming in with the 10.5, I don't think that's available anymore, right? Like I think he's all the way down to not. Okay, he is
No,
10.5.
I wouldn't go under 10.5 points. I think that's the
No,
threat to the PRA personally.
got you. I got you.
I mean, he got 5 against the Detroit last time, so I can understand why you're looking at it. But the
Yeah,
kid's scoring more oftentimes than not. I
yeah.
don't know that I would push it.
The points are the only thing that I kind of look at as well. Yeah. Yeah, I think the points, the thing about Harper too, just as a bit of an angle, it's a small angle, but when he's playing in a game where I think he's going to get a bunch more minutes, where they're going to blow a team out. So like, let's look at stats for a minute. Like, let's go to the splits and go win loss margin and just see if there's anything to this. So this, well, no, this, yeah, I'm gonna just do a big spread. So let's say it's like a 12-point spread, right, or more, just for the sake of right now, like a spread that it ends at. If you look at the max, he's obviously at more points per game. The key to me is like the rebounds and assists. Averaging 4 here. The boards are still 3.5. The boards are still pretty good under 3.5, even in games where you might expect him to play a few more minutes because of the blowout, to be honest. But my main point is that, like, if it's a closer game, like if you go to a spread that or a final score that's anywhere from like a 1 point, well, let's do like 5 points on either side or 6 points on either side, and just say it's going to be a relatively close game, either win or lose by 6 points. And we look at Dylan Harper. Now you kind of see what I'm talking about a little bit better, right? The rebounds go down to 2.9, the assists go down to 3.1. Everything just goes down a bit when it's a closer game. He's the kid, like he's 20 minutes, 18 minutes if it's a close game, and you can easily get him to 25 if it's not a close game, right? And that's kind of the stuff you look at with Dylan Harper.
Can you pull up the
as an
points? I'm curious what
overall
his
kind of
points say
angle.
with that.
Please.
Can you pull up the points with this filter?
Oh yeah, got you.
Yeah,
Right.
I understand. I understand that, like, to bring up Donald again, where is he
Yeah.
at? The interior is tough. 100%. There's no question about it, and it 100% cuts into his playing time. I also think, to some degree, that was my initial thought when I started taking these unders on Harper. I think he's starting to become a rotational player, and not to the degree of someone like McCain, where he's getting a few more minutes. But I do think that, like if you look at the Knicks game, I thought he was going to have less time than he ended up having. He went like 3 minutes over what I was expecting. And so, like, sure, it might only be 22 minutes, but like I was initially expecting 20 minutes. And with him driving to the rim like that, Jalen Duran, though he has not done it as much this year in fouling, there's the opportunity that he gets to the free throw line, and all you need is like 5 shots. I'm sorry, you get my point. Like,
Yeah.
all you need is 10 shots, and so 5 attempts at the free throw line, and or just a couple of buckets at the rim, and then a couple of free throws to get to 10.5 points.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just wouldn't push it. It's a really tight margin.
No, I agree. I think the thing is the reason I also just bring up the points is like the rebounds and assists are something I think he's more likely to do in games that are blowouts. The points he can get even in non-blowouts a bit more because of the fact that he's still off ball, but he's still getting 20 minutes. Scoring is a bit easier to do in that time, and he's not the primary consistently when he's on the floor in these games where he's either out there with Fox or Castle or what have you. So
Right.
I'm with all of that. But what's up, Mike? Glad to have you in here, man. I know you don't always get to make the live, so appreciate you being in here too. I'm going to jump around if you're good with that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Jump around. So let's get to I'm just going to go down the line, honestly, man, because we're like, the key thing to me is if you have news that comes up, please share it. I don't know if David's in here. Prop happens. He's always got us on the breaking news, but if anybody gets news, man, let me know, because that's what we're waiting on here, is like the amount of guys that are not playing or not for sure in or out just yet. So this is like where we're going to be living a bit, because you can see here the most recent one that has like all these questionable tags. That's a lot of guys, and we've got Wendell Carter Jr. in and Anthony Black in, and that's the only thing we know, right? And then Jonathan Isaac out, if anybody cared about that. So yeah,
we're still waiting. We got was Cooper is limited to 20 to 25.
Yes, for sure. Yep, make sure you keep that in mind. All right. Yes, there's a lot of stuff I want to look at here, so I'm just going to keep going down the line. Tristan Da Silva, I don't know if I'm going to have much for, but I'm willing to take a look at it real quick. Let's look at the Magic squad for a second.
Was Ant Black ruled in?
I think he was. Yeah,
that would probably affect that, I would assume.
It big time. Yeah, no doubt. Suggs is still into Man, that's gonna be tough. That's getting
Carter's
crowded.
in.
Yeah, Tristan da Silva
And
is at
then
4.5
Isaac's
reps.
out.
Is it still even 4.5 rebounds? It is, but it's going to probably drop a little bit maybe with that recent news. So he's been on a heater. That might be part of what you're seeing. No Black, no Wendell Carter in a couple games. Tough for me to get there with Tristan on anything, really. Just now you got everybody in. I don't know how you would want to even look at this. Like, like Suggs, Desmond Bain. I mean, everything's going to look a lot worse, right? The points are down at 7. The boards are at 3 per game. Like, I'd be pretty wary of Tristan's stuff there today. We got a lot of folks in for Orlando, so keep that in mind there. We got Stephon Cass. Oh, go ahead.
I'm kind of Jalen Suggs assist curious.
Okay, let's get to. I'll come back to you, Restyle. Jalen, I love when we say Suggs curious. I don't even think it matters about all these other guys. Which stat? Let me pull him up on the player side.
Assists.
Assist for Jay Suggs, right?
Yep. Give me 1 second. We just got an update and for Dallas, and I'm trying to get it in.
Please throw it in the comments.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you look at the recent potentials for the assists, they're kind of all over the place, but I think it's starting to kick back up a little bit. I wonder if the closing line hasn't moved, but you've got a kind of weak opponent, a significantly weaker opponent tonight in Dallas against assisting. And I tend to think the assists are the look. I don't hate the RA like Mad One is bringing up, but I think the assist is a much stronger look here. I think he can get 8 assists, and I think that's what's going to carry the RA look personally.
Yeah. So I'm the thing that I'd be looking at. The only thing to consider is so it was 4.5. Going back to the assists, it's 4.5 against the Wizards. No, I'm sorry, 5.5 against the Wizards. Right? Yeah, 5.5 is the closing line here against the Wizards. We really care about the closing lines. That's what that blue line is, because that tells us what the market thinks, right? The closing line, what the books put up, that's the market pressure moving the lines to where it thinks it should be. And you've got market pressure means every single person betting in the country, in the world, betting on this stuff. Anybody who has, I guess probably country, if you have access to FD and all this stuff, right? Anybody in the country betting on FanDuel, et cetera, those folks are pushing the market. So the combination of people betting on it is pushing the market. That's why we care so much about this line. So 5.5 against Washington, adjusted to 5.2 because they're so bad. We're saying it's easy to get assists against them. Slightly harder to get assists against Dallas, still at 5.5. He had 8.5. He had the 15 potentials against Washington, who was Anthony Black was missing in that game. So to me, Anthony Black is back now. That's something that cuts directly into his stuff, and he's in Dallas. It's the same thing. You can make an argument for it. To me, it's a bit of a toss-up, but would you run into the RA, or where are you at now with the assist?
I'm still very much on the assist. I still think even with Black, it's fine.
Got you.
He was hitting the RA and the assisting with Black earlier this year.
True.
So not particularly concerned. I get what you're saying, because this is something I looked into, but not particularly concerning to me, to be honest.
I'm with it. I'm with you, man. I mean, you were hitting this at 10.5, right?
9.5, I believe, was No, I was hitting it some at 10.5.
You hit this 10.5 against Milwaukee, and it hit before the break. For some reason, I'm tracking your Jalen Suggs' bets so much too, but I love Suggs, so that's probably why I'm always down to bet on Jalen. And for y'all those who everybody's probably already seen it if you're on Twitter at all, but "It's Too Many Jalen's in the NBA" is a wonderful song by HB. I already forgot bro's name, but I've got a couple of his songs down. It's hilarious. There are a million Jalen's in the NBA.
But to be clear, I prefer the assist over the RA this time, but I don't hate the RA. I just think the road to get to the RA is through the assists.
Yep. So it's 5.5 times and 3.5 boards. It's the same edge on either, I guess. Yeah. If you like the assist better, that's a specific play, and I don't hate it at all. I'm with you. I haven't been betting Orlando or anything to do with Dallas for a minute, but let's see.
I thought about Cooper here. I couldn't get to it because I wasn't sure the minutes, but I'd be curious to see if you cap him at, say, 23 minutes, what the RA looks like.
For Cooper Flag.
Yeah, I thought 8.5 was an interesting number.
Coop, where you at?
So if we gave him
RA
23 minutes.
I don't know, man. Let me see. Minutes.
Oh, he hasn't even played in that. Yeah, I wouldn't bet this.
There's not gonna be much of a sample, right?
Yeah, there's nothing. He probably
Yeah.
goes over it. I think it's a really low line, a soft line, but
keep
I wouldn't chance it.
Keep it simple for a minute. So on the season, he's at let's max this out. On the season, he's at 10.7 RA in 34 minutes, right? So 10.4 divided by 30. Is he really at 37 or 33.7? Is that what I said? Yeah.
He's a demon.
33.7. So we'll say 34. So that's 0.3 RA per minute. 0.3 times 25 to give it is 7.5. You know what I mean? So like on his averages, if he's at 25 minutes and he just performs his average amount in the, on the season per minute, now we're looking at not necessarily that sexy of a bet, essentially. So that's that. I don't have anywhere to get with it. Once you get the news that he's going to be on that minutes limit, I start looking at unders at that point, right? I don't know if there's much of a way to get there with it, but this one came in early, and because it's our guy, let's talk about some Gee. Tough matchup, obviously. We got him against this Houston Rockets team. Let me pull up Golden State's full slate of projections here. Oh man, look at the names that are going to be getting minutes for this. I'm no hate, no shade. Nate Williams is a dog. That's my guy. He's like, I'm from the Bronx. I only fear God. I don't care if it's Kawhi or God. Like he's like, I love his whole attitude. Not sure that's going to translate to this team having much success tonight. But what do you do with Gee here with our boy?
I mean, it's not going to be popular. He's been a cash cow for me. I know he's been a cash cow from us since we put for the stream since we put everyone on him. But I think he's on his limit, man. And not even to mention who he's playing is Houston. I mean, I think people learn that lesson against Clippers. Like I just.
Well, and this is
he shot poorly and he didn't get many attempts and he didn't start that game. But if you look at 14, 15, 9, 15, 16, 13, I just think he's at his margin.
But this is the key to me is we're back on this Steve Kerr nonsense. But now let's be clear. He's going to start because Moses is not playing.
Right.
So the likelihood that he's starting now is great. I don't know why Moses was starting before this. Why did Moses okay, so he still played 31 minutes in that game. So now we're just saying that the number's too high. Is that basically where it comes to?
I don't think it's too high. I just think it's razor thin margin of error.
Too high to have an edge to the over, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, not too high in a sense that you're like, whoa, I have to go under this. Too high in that it's fair, right? That's what we mean. That's a better way to put it. But that's what worried me was, okay, now he's not starting all of a sudden, but Moses played 25. Everybody, he still is that 30-minute guy, just signed the 4-year contract. So I still like everything for him. This is a tough defense, though. It's better than the Clippers. These numbers are basically the same as the Clippers. Well, is it better? It should be better than Clippers. I think it is.
On paper, certainly.
On paper, at least. Yeah, at this point. Clippers got some dogs, though, man. Chris Dunn and Derek Jones on the floor at the same time is brutal. But yeah, either way, like this number being the same makes sense. It was probably fair against Houston. To be fair to us, like his points, he still had enough usage to expect like 13 points from him. But I'm not sure we can get there with Gee tonight. But I appreciate you bringing up our mans either way. So let's see what else we got in here. Paolo from Donald talking about Paolo assists. I'm not gonna have much on Orlando. Do you have anything on that? Is it we're talking about Paolo in any way, assist or otherwise to you? Because I'm a pass on him tonight.
Well, what's Paolo's line? What's the assist line? It's 5.5. I don't have a lean either way. I thought he was talking about points.
Yeah, assists like we've been getting at 4.5 at times, right? There's 5.5. It's a bad team, so you get this bump up to 5.5. But the model's telling you to sell here because if you just look at market price, this is expensive compared to what it's been recently. So it's kind of like you're buying the stock at the wrong time. You know, the stock is expensive right now. That's not when you buy it. That's when you sell it or just stay away from it. So
yeah, this is a great example of the Gee situation, right? I was betting Gee at 8.5 points.
Mm-hmm.
It's now at 12.5,
right.
13.5.
And then to use that, mirror that example here with Paolo. Look at him here against Boo Comp, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5. Goes up to 5 against the Lakers, but the key that makes you feel comfortable about betting over for him is this green line that shows as expected. And when his volume stats are showing you that you should expect a lot more of an output than what this line is at, right? Against Phoenix, for example, we have at 9 assist projection because he had 16 potential assists in that game, right? So his volume was super high, 99 touches, for example. So that helps you feel good about overs there. Now his stuff kind of starts dropping again. And it's just like 5.5 is just one too many. It's just a little bit expensive, trying to be a market whore, as we say. All right, and I do want to let y'all know this is the SwishLand dashboard. This is the market pricing tool that we use here to sort of gauge, is something expensive, fair, cheap? Should we be buying this and going over? Should we be staying away? Should we be selling this and going under? Got the full slate of projections up here as well. And some of the opposition analysis that we want to talk about, just for an example here for Golden State, going up against this Rockets team is brutal, right? This is the #1 rebounding rate team. They play the 3rd slowest in the league here with their tempo, so there's not a lot of possessions to go over. They're the 5th rated defense, and even though they've been brutally bad on offense at times, they are the 9th ranked offense, and that means they're not missing quite as many shots. Tough to get rebounds, tough to score on this team. Keep all that stuff in mind and check out that matchup tab if you're on here. All right. Keep it. I'm liking the comments leading the way because I truly am just waiting on injury news to be able to bet on anything right now. So let's keep rolling. If anything catches your eye in the comments too, let me know. Flip-a-flopski, dude. This interested me, but there's like so many competing things for Philip Flopsky here that I don't know how to get there with it. The boards at 8.5 are intriguing. Anybody playing against Washington that's tall, right? Like that was wasn't that the cap the other day from David was bet this guy because he's playing the Wizards and he is tall. And that's how I feel about Flip right now.
Yeah, basically.
With everybody out. So we don't like his rebounds because he has not been he's been consistently getting not enough rebound chances to expect him to go over. But I think the thing that would make me bet on Flip here is against the Sixers, 22 minutes, 5 personal fouls, 4 personal fouls. That's what he's had in these last 3 games, and his minutes have gone down 29, 29, 22. If he's playing 33, 34 minutes, I love Flip double-double. It's like 3-1 or something for the opposing center to get a double-double against the Wizards, which happens all of the time. So do you have anything on Flip? Is he too expensive for you as well in any category here?
So Swish, I think on principle, Swish is right. You just push the button. I don't know that I'm doing it tonight just because I kind of just hate this game. I mean, both teams are tanking. Like, just to be point blank, neither one of these teams want to win. Yeah. And I just don't know what to do with this rotation for Utah. I was starting to figure out what to do with this rotation for the Wizards, but now they have Trey in the mix playing 15 to 20 minutes. I think this is a game you sit back and you evaluate the situation. Personally, that's what I'm going to be doing tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if when you sit back and watch this game, first of all, Godspeed to you if you're watching it. You truly have nothing better to do with your life. I could watch paint dry faster than watch this game, even with my boy Collier out there. 155 for a double-double is basically saying 10 plus boards to me. If he's at 14.5 points, you're getting pretty good. I think that's decent enough juice for me. Because I do look at the rebounds and I just go like, I mean, if we look at similar players recently, Mo wasn't the starter. Sandro wasn't the starter. This is by position, but yeah, these aren't the centers that I'm looking. These are not the centers.
This is a valuable point. Ching's right here. Flip played 18 minutes last, no Keontae Lowry. But if you want to bet upside, absolutely.
But wasn't there a good reason for that? I guess 3 fouls, so that doesn't help you much. Keontae didn't play in this game? Oh, I guess not, because I just filtered him out. Yeah, he just doesn't get rebounds. That's why he didn't show up there. All right, let's keep it rolling. I totally agree.
This piqued my interest a little bit. I was looking at Collier points again. He's kind of been a cash cow.
Brother, this is what we're talking about with patience, right, Matty? Like, we all want to bet on Isaiah Collier. He's at like 10.5 assists, right?
It's not even that. I was looking at the points, and the market's agreeing with me. It's coming back down.
Yeah, same though. Like 16.5 is insane, right?
Yeah. I was looking at 17.5. I'm like, can I figure out a way to justify an under here? You start messing with filters. You started, flipping things upside down and searching under the couch cushions for a way to bet on this man.
And it's just like we gotta show some restraint here, because I wanted to bet on Giannis so badly yesterday, not taking into consideration that he's really not even trying that hard a lot of times on defense. He's not trying to go into a crowd of folks. His team is trying to lose. There's a lot of things to continue. So let's see. Let me get to Coop real quick, talking about the Joker 12.5 on the Rebs. Isn't it 13.5, Coop? I think it's pretty high right now. Let's get to that Denver game. Let me pull up their projections. Cam Johnson's still questionable. Would love to fade him. Sorry, I was reading a tweet reply. I was saying that there's less than 100 gamblers in the country that make $500K a year, and this dude comes out and says, I make it, and so do 10 friends. Okay, cool. Good job. Where are we at here? I'm going to Denver. And we've got Jokic. I think he's at 13.5, right? Let me pull this up over here. Who's he? The LAL right there. Nicola. Pull up. Yeah, 13 is the line. So probably about 13.5 everywhere too, right? I'm rarely going to want to bet something that high, right? Take Klingon last night. Klingon needed 14. He had 9 at the half, just got kicked out. There's a lot of things that can happen that you don't know about, that you don't think about, that make unders a little bit more viable. And when you have such a high number, it's hard to get there with such a low margin of error. 13.5, 12.5. It's the Lakers. This is going to surprise you. It always surprises me every time I look at it. They're third in limiting rebounds are the Lakers, and they're ninth in limiting center rebounds. I don't know why. Dominating is a term we use to make fun of him, but for whatever reason, they're limiting centers, as JJ Redick's game plan is just crowd down low, right? I think they're still limiting stuff at the rim. Yeah, I don't have much on such a high number. Can I assume that you haven't played this as well, Maddie?
I don't like this game at all. The only thing that I looked at was I thought Doncic's RA was low at 15.5. I think this is normally 16.5.
Okay, that's crazy to say out loud, but I agree that, like, to say something is low at 15.5 for RA is wild, but that's Luka for you. He's the team.
I think this is normally at 16.5. If I'm it's been lined at 15.5 recently, but it's been upwards at 16.5, and I think this is a good game for to bet the RA specifically.
Yeah, the only thing about the Nuggets is, if we go to the Lakers so we can see how the Nuggets defense matches up, they are the second hardest team to get rebounds against, right? And again, that's because they are the 10th rebounded. They're ranked 10th in rebounding rate, but they play at the 8th or 9th slowest pace, and they have the number 1 offense, which means they don't give up very many rebounding opportunities because they're making shots. So that would be the only thing I'd be cautious with. I don't know if there's an angle for guards.
I agree. Like I agree. My rebuttal would be game total.
Game total?
Yeah. 240.5.
240 now?
Yeah.
Yep. So I mean, that could also be inefficiency on defense and efficiency on offense for both squads, but it's going to be tempo that usually moves a total. Like, somebody's looking at a tempo that the market is not considering, and that's how you get there with it. We've got him right at about 15, it looks like. Am I doing that math right? Yeah, 15. So 8 and 7 or so. I think it's probably about fair. The numbers sort of gone back and forth, right, with Luka. This is probably a good way to at least look at it. Let's look at the boards for a minute. It's saying sell. It's been consistently 7.5, but this is a harder team to get rebounds against. That's why you see the rebounds a little bit higher and harder to get over. And then the assists are fair at about 8.5. It's been that number. Yeah, I'd have trouble getting there, but I can understand the logic if 16.5 seems like the right number to you.
Swish is wanting us to look at Derek Queen. I'm not sure why.
Derek Queen?
Yeah.
I'm here for that. Oh, nice. Okay. Derek Queen. That is NOP and SAC. So that's going to probably be part of it. I think Zion is either out or still questionable. Is that where he's at?
Let's see here. I haven't seen anything come across from it. So if he was questionable at one point in time, then I would assume he's still questionable.
Okay. So that would probably be part of it. Let's pull up D Queen. Da Queen. Derek Queen here. I think we still have Missy in this game. I just want to, right? There's nothing like that. So just want to make sure we're not missing that. Would it be points? I mean, there's a lot of buy stuff here for him. This is telling us to buy. It's been higher than this. The Kings are terrible, so the opponent's easy. The minutes have been what you get scared of, right? Like 19,
There you go. That's what you're looking for.
29. Right, got it. Yep. That's a really good point. It's kind of like get after Derek Queen a bit early. He's at 2.5 assists. We were betting this dude at 4.5 times. He's been 7.5 rebounds. He's 5.5. If there is a legit bump in minutes from what the expectation has been recently, I mean, this is all of this stuff is saying under like the green line, rebounds okay, points about average. I mean, yeah, I can see buying all of this. Let me see what his totals are at. You're starting to get me on this one. Derek Queen. It seems like so Saddiq Bey is lined as though Williamson and or like one of these guys is out. That's how, because if you see Saddiq Bey at 19.5 points, the only time he's getting 19.5 points is when one of those dudes is out.
So I will say this has come down. This was at 20.5 when I was looking earlier.
But either way, it's
no. I agree with you.
Yeah,
the sentiment for sure.
Right. So 19 to 20, like if it hovers between those two, right, that's indication that at least one of these guys is out. And DeJounte being out brought him back up here as well. But I'm pretty sure Saddiq was like 18, 17. Well, yeah, now you got the bump from, let's see, let's do with these two fools and without this fool. This was 18.5, 17.5, 16.5, 17.5. So you could make the argument that it's one too high, or you can make the argument that they're just bumping it up because Sacramento's so terrible. Either way makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes, there's still some 20s. Yeah. That to me is just indicating that somebody's like leaning into one of these two dudes not playing. Trey Murphy already said they were going to try to give him a go, actually. That was on the what do you call it? That was on the notifications, wasn't it? Again, a couple more. This is all Friday. Jabari.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about
Amin's in. Şengün is in. Brandon Williams is out. Sorry, and I'm looking for the Trey Murphy. I promise you, intends to play. That doesn't indicate minutes limit. It just intends to play. So it does seem like Trey Murphy likely to be in this game. So that would leave my main point of trying to say all this is that like Derek Queen is not getting bumped up the way Saddiq Bey is.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
You don't even have Eve Missy stuff. So can we get him to 25, 26? Like, let's do it this way. Let's say he plays 24 to 28 minutes. Let's start there. Can you come over here? All right. Let's see if the mouse will work. There we go.
I need you to get a mouse pad, man.
I know I need one. You're not wrong. We got, if he's playing 26 minutes, this is definitely low on the P and the R and probably even the A. Like PRA for him is at 18.5. I totally see what Swish is seeing here for him. Like this number has just been steadily getting lower. Now he's playing this comp with a guy like Murray out with the possibility of Zion. Yeah, that's a hit. Well done, Swish. There's a reason that he's the GOAT. So let's not question the GOAT too often. I completely agree. And also, I kind of feel like you're the Derek Queen whisperer, Swish. I know that there's been times where we've either like disagreed on what the prop should be for him or who it's going to be that gets usage. You're always right on with Derek Queen. So I think the 18.5 PRA is a good look for Mr. Queen today. I'm going to bet that. Let
me get that in too, since I only have one bet down.
So you can't vamp. We're both getting stuff down.
No,
I'm fucking with you. Get
no, you're good. I was looking at Derek Queen earlier, but I just didn't know what to do with everyone still in.
Yeah.
Questionable tags.
DeJounte now, I think, is bigger than we realized, even for a center like him, especially because he is playing like high post stuff with the high like assist man.
I just realized this game was the last game of the night. Good Lord.
Yeah.
ERA. In
sad Sacramento.
Be like that sometimes, unfortunately.
I know. Poor Kings fans. I do like that a lot.
What's Jeremiah Fears looking like?
I love Fears. You're more of the Fears better too. What say you about Fears?
Let's look at him.
Okay.
Rebounds look to be there's a little bit of a delta there, but it's at a sell right now specifically. Points are they look fine to some degree. It's at a buy. Assists are down for sure. I wonder what his PR looks like. Is this PR line?
Let me get there for you. Who are we talking about again? My bad.
Jeremiah Fears.
That's right, my boy. My dynasty pick for my fantasy squad. What are we looking at specifically for him?
PR.
For like in any context here specifically, like D Murray out?
No, I'm just looking at the model and see what the model tells me.
Oh, I see. Thank you. Yeah. Let's see for Jeremiah.
I think this is kind of relevant, and I'll be curious to hear your thoughts while you're bringing this up. The more I've been using the model, the more I've been like, obviously I use the injury news to help me formulate ideas, and ultimately I have to check to see who's in and out before I bet anything.
Yeah.
But the more you get used to using like the model and looking at like the delta between like the closing line and the expected production just based on what the player is doing currently in recent form, the more I'm just more reliant on that than I am something like even like PropsMadness or the injury report.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. That's what I attribute any kind of like recent success that I've had is because I've really fully committed to. I know it looks good. I know there's a nice hit rate. I know there's a lot of green on the bar chart. I get all of that. That's more noise at this point in how I see it. Like this is not noise because the market is the one driving what this blue line is. That's the smartest thing always is what the market is. What the lines are is the smartest. The green thing is going to be what his recent form has been, but not just the hit rate, right? We care about the volume. And that's what I'm doing on PropsMadness anyways. And I'm looking at rebound chances and potential assists and whatever. And that's what this is helping me with is like, what's the difference between what his line is and what it should be according to what his recent form and stuff is. So I think that's hyper relevant for Fears though. Like just the one game to the under here with the Lakers doesn't matter quite as much to me. I think, the games that he's either playing without DeJounte Murray or they're like blowing teams out and beating teams like the Jazz by a good amount, whatever. Then you start to see him get a few more minutes. I think everything seems actually relatively fair for him, but did you have an over on the PR or anything either way?
Yeah. If Zion sits, he's going over on 12.5 points. I feel pretty good about that.
Okay, I'm with it.
I feel pretty, and I would think with the rebounds as well, just because by nature of what Zion does. But I think the points line is pretty low. Worth talking about prices for double doubles and likelihood of hitting 7-1 is huge for difference with 3-1 type deal. Who are you referring to?
Which comment's that?
Swish. It's like the third from the bottom. But I when we finish that up, we need to go to. I have two highlighted comments right here.
Yeah.
Just waiting on what Swish is referring to. I guess we can go ahead and do this.
Yeah.
Do you want to pull up? I guess it's Maxime and Precious. I think Precious is just. I get why people are going after him, but the thing that we have to remember when we're doing this, and it's a good matchup, and Precious has been hot. The problem with betting people when you're seeing a streak is you're boarding a train that's already moving. The closing line on this was significantly lower just 4 or 5 games ago. And so you're hitting that peak at the wrong. You're hitting the peak at the wrong time.
Right.
And I'm not saying it won't go over because it's trending that way for sure, but the market's adjusting quickly.
Yeah. It's like if any of y'all are buying Bitcoin, man, like you're buying, if this is the equivalent of Bitcoin, you're buying it at 100. I don't know what it's at right now, probably like 140 or something, but you're buying it at like $180, like 180,000, right? You're not buying it at 140 or 100 or whatever. You're buying it at the most expensive time. You're not going to buy Bitcoin when it's at the peak price. If you think it's going to go down soon, then you wait for that. This has been going up, right? 6.5 just 10 games ago, up to, what did we say this is? 6 points higher 9 games later. That's a short amount of time to go up 6 points, right? And I don't even think Domas was in any of these games. No, he's always out. So like, the minutes have been pretty good. What's that?
It's related to Cardwell, I think.
Oh, right. Dylan Cardwell. Thank you. That's a good call. Thank you. So where did Dylan Cardwell start playing? Guess he made it to the second half of the season. Oh, he's just probably not even listened because he doesn't score as much as the other guys. He's been out for like 5 or 6 games. So that makes sense too. So he is taking on the Cardwell minutes, but like the price is just too high. I get that. I'm not going to be chasing that necessarily either.
And then do you have any thoughts on Maxime in the same regard?
He's also really high.
Yeah, bingo.
You got to pay a really pretty penny at 14 and a half. Like he just waxed this team not that long ago, right? What he had 20 and 20 or something in this game right here. Yeah, 21 and 19. I think he got the 20th board. Maybe he didn't. Wow, I thought he had 20 and 20. So he had 21 and 19 in this game. 38 minutes. It was a blowout. He just came in at the end and just played crap minutes, right? So I'd be going Maxime before I'd go there, but both their lines are a bit too high for me. Maxime is like minus 150 for a double-double. I know we love the double-double. I was victim to playing a double-double last night that I should not have. Minus 140 for a 10 and 10. Not going to be great. Like Jokic, okay, Jokic I'll bet minus 140. I bet you Jokic has had like 85% of his games end in double-doubles since his career, basically, like since he became Jokic. So he's a one of one, right? We're not trying to bet 3.5 threes for anybody not named Steph Curry very often. There's that type of stuff. So Maxime double-double here at it's only minus 110. You're getting me better. You're getting me closer, but it's still a parlay. You're still betting a 2-leg parlay here for minus 110, and I'm not usually going to love doing that. But interested to hear if you had any more thoughts on that too.
I think the only I'm sorry.
Go for it.
I think the only thing that I would be looking between Precious and Maxime would have been the points for Maxime. And even then, like if you look at the model and pull up Maxime, the line's flattening. The market's catching up to it. And even then you're betting on a coin flip. So if you're betting it at let's see what the juice would be for Maxime.
For points.
Yes, minus 115. You should be getting this at plus 100 just based on what the model is saying, and that's giving no edge.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I completely agree. I'm not worried about minutes anymore quite as much. It's just the numbers have gotten real high, man. So let's see. Which one do we like the least out of here? I definitely don't have much. You're talking about double. Is that all? Oh, I thought you were talking about all doubles there, but you definitely don't have one for Cade. Although Cade wouldn't be bad either. I'm actually not a big fan of Cade today. Just to answer this question quickly, I do like Jalen Durant again, and Alperen Sengun I haven't looked at. He's been put in recently. Is Bitcoin down to 60K right now? No way. I have not been following that last. Is that true? It's not even.
I have no idea. I have never gotten to Bitcoin.
No doubt. All right, that's crazy to me. All right, let's keep going. Kalel, brother, Juki, he's too high, isn't he? Like Major League, it's too high, man. What the fuck does too high mean? All right, let's look at Kalel because I want to bet it. But this is prime. Have some self control kind of situation here. While we get these updated projections, let me see. Miami will probably be updating too. Let me pull them up on PropsMadness for a minute. If you did want to get on PropsMadness, I didn't let y'all know. It's 25% off if anybody doesn't have it. It's code LYB if you're interested in jumping in there. And we do have a free week trial up for the SwishLand dashboard. If y'all are interested too, you can get all the tools, get into the Discord and all that for a free week if you want to try that out here up on the site. So that's what that is. But let's pull up this on right here. We were talking about Kalel. Man, we have him at 18 and a half minutes because that's about what he normally plays. Make sure we got this. Oh, how did Jovic sneak in? He's not in, right?
I haven't heard anything about it.
I because I spent so much time like making sure that everything's fucking right, and then Jovic sneaks in. That's so annoying. All right, let's get to.
Now he's out.
Yeah, he's definitely out. Something out of my control. I don't like not being in control. Let's get to Brooklyn. Yeah, Kalel. Ugh. I mean, this is crazy. Like, what did we bet this at? 8.5 last game, and it was like 16.5 PR, right? Oh no, this point since excuse me. Yeah, this closed at 19.5 PR. I hit this at 18.5, and it's 22. So everything's just gone up for Kalel. That's my only problem. There's no way this weirds me out. This is the thing that it's almost like it's enticing you for a reason, right? If he's at 12.5 points, 10 boards at minus 128. And then the doubles plus 135, it's probably pretty close, but you're probably getting a few cents of edge there. Like this should probably be about plus 120, plus 115 with the way that the points and the rebounds are listed.
Look how sharp Hard Rock is right there, plus 110.
You poor thing. You poor Florida boys and your Hard Rock. So this is the only way I'd play it, but it feels like a trap at that point to me if they're trying to like entice us into coming to get that. everything's just too high for Kalella's wear, man. This is look, sometimes it's there, sometimes it ain't, bro. Like, we don't have to force it at all.
Yeah. I think the thing here that's just frustrating is I understand wanting to bet, but the more I've done this, I would rather not bet than lose trying to force something. And I think stuff like this, where it makes a lot of sense, but the books are catching on to it. That's the reason it's inflating so quickly. The only thing I have in this game, and I'm aside from waiting on Dayron sharp lines, which I imagine they're going to be sharp, unfortunately, is Pelle Larsson. I understand it's going to sound terrible if you look at the last matchup. I think 11.5 is just the wrong line, and that's where you get profitable, right?
Yeah.
You find where the margin of error is, and then you attack it. If you look at the model for Pelle Larsson, aside from the game with Boston, he is over there's a very obvious delta.
Yeah, consistently with the points. Yes, and we hit this a couple of times, right, in this range too, because 10.5 was definitely too low for Pelle Larsson. 11.5, it's easy matchup. So why did he only play 18 minutes here? Probably the 26-point win, right? He's a starter at this point. So it does seem like there's a bit of the blowout is really what that came down to. That's the only thing I would really give
He also took 5 shots and he made 1.
Yeah, totally. Bam took 24 shots in this last game. So there was not a lot to go around. I don't know if he's going to do that again, but there's a little bit less certainty for me in this type of game. I think Pelle is. I think it's Pelle. I think he's someone that's supposed to trust in big games. 33 minutes in a close game here, 35 in a big win against that squad. 36 as they lost by 11 to Milwaukee there. 35 and a 16-point win against Memphis. That would also help you feel good about this game, but it's a bit random here.
Totally.
Feeling. So, yeah. I agree, though, on principle, 10.5, 11.5 for Pelle Larsson, something I'm usually going to try to hit. So let me take a quick look at Jalen Durant and that Spurs game one more time, because let me get to Detroit here. I started to kind of really think about this last time. Like, I faded Cade in this last game against the Pistons, and I ended up hitting Jalen Durant right before tip at like 29.5 PR, as he's been on a heater. I feel like Jalen Durant has kind of turned a corner that might, this is a little bit of conjecture, but we talked about this the other day too on the show, where I was like, you look at the last time Jalen Durant fouled out. Look at the last time Jalen Durant even had like 3 or 4 personal fouls in a game. It's been a minute. Like, my boy figured some stuff out here. He stopped looking like Tarzan, playing like Jane. He started playing like Tarzan. So 18.5 on the points. We don't have much on the boards for him. It's a really, really tough rebounding matchup, but it is hard to ignore that in the last game, he had 23 rebound chances and 14 rebounds. I do think if you want to get a little bit galaxy brain with it, like, Wemby's coming up to block shots. If Cade is coming in on the drive, Wemby's helping off a bit. That left Jalen Durant open for some offensive rebounds. It also left him open for some lobs at the rim that Cade made. If you get into the nitty-gritty of this matchup, though, here's the thing that I'm really looking at for the Spurs defense. And let's pull up Jalen Durant. Actually, let's not, because I want to show you this. Pull-up. They're dead last limiting pull-up points, right? And they are pretty good against the spot-up. What are they? Well, 13th against the spot-up. They're really just fantastic at the rim. But if Wemby's coming out to try to block people, that has left Jalen Durant pretty open for both lobs and rebounds. It's a bit of a galaxy brain thing, because it kind of goes against human nature to think that Jalen Durant's going to be the one to have a big game. Cade should have a big game, but he went all the way down from 26.5 to 24.5 points. I missed the under on that one because the amount of shots he took last time scared me. But to finish the point about Durant, it's not good with the matchup. He did great last game. If you believe in the galaxy brain shit that I'm saying, where it's like he's going to be left open down low because Wemby's going to go try to block shots, it's a bit of conjecture. I don't know if that's good enough to help you get to a bet, essentially. But it's a stay away from me. I just don't feel like I have an edge. I don't want to be that like curmudgeon-y guy who's like, I don't have that many bets today. Sorry. But like, I'm not trying to lose anybody money just for the sake of getting shit down. Like, that's the old me. Let me put it that way. As recently as 3 months ago, that's who I was. But I have changed and turned a quarter myself.
There was a
good
question
look here.
about
Always love this real quick, Matty. Always good to look at who's playing tomorrow as well. He have the Hornets tomorrow. That makes a ton of sense that you would see guys they don't need for tomorrow as much to play today. So I think that's a really, really good point to bring up, which is this is a division game tomorrow versus like the 97 Bulls is how the Hornets are playing right now. So like you're going to want to gear up for that one. I think it's a really, really good point, Mim Kid. Mimi Kid?
Absolutely.
Either way.
There was a question
cool.
about Holland. He shoots threes, low line minutes, decent off ball, no one guarding him.
That's your boy right there, Ron Holland. What are your thoughts?
I mean, personally, I think he came off of the bench, obviously, and cooked the Spurs last game. Outside of that, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I would bet on him today. I don't feel confident in it, to be honest with you. And I get why you're looking at it. I really do. But this is a bit like the Harper thing, right? Like I think Harper is good in certain spots, and I don't know that I think Ron is good in this spot. I think he came off the bench really hot, and he probably got extra run because of that. And that's probably the reason Ausar sat too, right? In that same game, like, I just don't know that you can count on that every single time.
I'm not going to bet on Ron Holland either, but there could be something to that if you wanted to get real into it, that like Ausar came out because they needed shooting. And that's why Ausar is randomly going to play 25, 21 minutes, 20 minutes. It's because they're like, oh, shoot, we need shooting. And he can't do that. And we can't have two non-shooters in Ausar and Jalen Durant on the court at the same time, right?
So, I would push back on that in the sense and say, do we still run Holland if he doesn't come out and hit a three and then hit two back-to-back layups in the like in a span of 2 to 3 minutes of regulation?
It's not reliable guesswork, I would say.
No, 100%. That's the point I'm making is exactly. If you think that happens, lean on that edge and take advantage of the low line. If you want to use just what the data says in front of us, I'm probably staying away.
So this is the 12th rated team in terms of limiting 3-point attempts overall. Like the only credence I'll give a Ron Holland to make 1-3 kind of bet is if he's taking 3 of them, he only needs to shoot 33% from 3 to get this bet. And he is taking 3 of them with some consistency here. He's averaging about 2.8 on the season. He's averaging not quite one make. He's not a very good 3-point shooter. I want to throw that out there. I don't know if Ron Holland's been like deemed a 3-point shooter. He's not a very good one overall. He's making he's less than 33% on the season. Less than 30. What's 7 times 3? 21. So he's at worse than that. What is he at here? 0.7 divided by 2.8. Yeah, he's at 25% on the season. Right. 7 times 4 is 28. Math. So he's at 25% on the season. So even if he is taking 3, you need him to take 4 to hit his averages and make one of them. My boy is not a good 3-point shooter. He's athletic and rangy, not a shooter. That's going to be the downfall for Detroit in general. Maybe in the playoffs is no shooting.
Do you have any thoughts on Jakob?
Man, I don't. Not in this matchup. What's his number? He's still at 9.5, eh?
I was about to say I have 9.5 written down. Points. I don't know if I'm actually going to bet it.
As last time, it's the same bet as versus the Knicks. Played 30, only took 6 shots, 18 rebound chances, only got 7 of them. Not the matchup that I'm looking for.
Yeah, the thing that I would say in comparison, or not in comparison, in contrast of the Knicks would be the pace.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't Minnesota play with a faster tempo than the Knicks do?
Yeah. Do they? They do. They have been, yes.
That's the only reason I would push back on it. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a good call. 9th in pace. They are 6-point dogs on the road. Tough matchup, obviously, as we know, for centers with Rudy. Is Rudy in or is he? He's in, right?
Yeah.
He's just always down here. Someone was asking about Rudy boards. That's too high. Yeah, I'll probably stay away from all of that. Nothing for me for Jakob. Did you like it at all?
I have it written down. I don't know if I'm actually going to bet it. I think it is a good look.
Yeah.
It's just I think Rudy's a good defender. I think that's the biggest thing, and I don't know. I don't know if I love it. And I think I'll say this. I haven't bet it yet, and I think that should say a lot.
Yeah. Yep. It does. All right, keep it rolling. I got a few more minutes here. We do have the nice early start, which I appreciate. We are going to be trying to go 5:30 p.m. Eastern moving forward every day. Seems like a lot more people can make that. Does give us a little bit more time for people to see the video after we're done with the show too, before everything starts. But hell yeah. I hope y'all have been on this Charlotte train. I got this at plus 130 for a bunch of units. Should have been hitting it earlier, man. So get those Charlotte bets in if you got them.
Yeah, just quickly, he gave it to us when it was plus 650.
Yeah. David did?
Yeah, he put it in this chat.
Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah, and all the C's fans are now worshiping at the altar of Charlotte because they're like, oh my God, they smacked us last night. They have to be good. All right, let's see if there's anything else. I'm here for an under. Oh, you had one?
Oso?
Oso,
You want
Red.
to get Oso?
Oh, are
yeah,
they?
I think this is a good look.
I thought about Oso today too. I thought about going double at 3-1. It's still 3-1. 8.5. Really easy matchup. No Mark Will makes total sense. There's not much like no Mark Will stuff necessarily, and he's still liable to not get very many minutes. Obviously, the Dylan Brooks thing is also huge, so I get that. Brooks isn't a rebounder, but he'll take minutes for sure, and just usage in general. But I have no problem with Oso on the double there. I'm just not feeling it as much. I really don't have much better than that. Oh, 7.5. He's at 8.5 boards. I got you. Yeah, there's still 7.5 left on a couple of them. So it's moving. And I know Chang was on that earlier too. Yep. And BI is questionable. I know someone was asking about Ingram, excuse me. Clearly still digesting here. Ingram with 20.5 was actually a little bit low, but yeah, tough matchup there against the T-Wolves. The Ausar stuff here for Madden 1, right? Is 8.5 on the RA for Ausar. Yeah, my point with Ausar is I kind of stopped betting on him when I realized that there could be a random factor in play here with Bickerstaff taking him out to play shooters a lot, and that kind of limits his upside and the potential that he just doesn't play enough minutes. But let's look at the RA for a minute. That is a wagon.
Yeah, it's nice.
Let's look at Ausar real quick. I want so much for Ausar to be as good as Amin. He's not going to be the offensive player Amin is, the handles and all that. But man, he can definitely wreak havoc in the NBA if he figures things out. So the boards 5.5, 3. You got to look at it at least individually for a minute and be like, do you feel good about both of these bets? Is there a benefit to playing them together? This would be 6 and 4, which would be 10. So if you put them together, you only need 9 of them. There's legitimacy there off bat that like you're getting a bit of a what do you call that? Derivative. Getting a bit of the derivative bump. So you get the 8.5 RA at what price here? Flat on both sides, except for MGM. Oh, and your boys bumped it up to 9. Those sharp Hard Rock boys, man, they know what they're about, you know. I get
on
that.
The phone this morning and told them they need to move it.
Fellas, if you don't move that Ausar bet, I'm heading the shit out of it. I like it. I like where you're at. I think the RA is the play, though. K Livin, just because for what Mad One brought up, I think that RA is kind of the play here. We're right at 8.5 on the projections. It is a hit rate thing for sure. It's kind of up and down. Again, like what were the minutes against OKC? 28's not bad. 18 against the Spurs in the last one, right? Again, so yeah, it's just a little bit of a fear thing for me with his randomness that minutes could come down. Unfortunately, y'all, I hate to tell you this, but I'm just not going to have anything for Toronto. Like, there's going to be a couple teams that I'm not going to get to. Like, I'm not really like that game itself. Toronto, Minnesota. Those are going to be 2 of the 3 or 4 the teams that I bet the fewest this season for a bunch of different reasons. But I'm kind of out on that. So, Swish has been waiting to bet for Charlotte to be good. He's been telling us that you're going to be good for like 3 years. He just missed by 1 year. Swish. Go sigh. So much money missed. Do
you want to take a look at Randall?
Yes, I do. And can you make sure we come back to Larry Mavid?
I'm
going to star that one real quick so that we.
Yeah, if you can start it, I'll find it.
Yep. And then can you bring up David's comment again?
Yeah, there you go.
My boy. What are Randall assists? 4.5 is our number, right? Swish. That's what we call the number for Randall on the dimes. This is a tough assist team too. Defense, by the way. It's not easy to score on the Raptors of Toronto. Jay Randall, dimes, 4.5. 4.5 does say buy. Wow, it's been 4.5 consistently recently. And again, this model is somewhat just like Swish's brain in a computer as accurately as possible. So he's going to agree with the model. The model's going to agree with him because there's a formula for this. And he's right on that 4.5 is usually a good look. Is it juiced crazy?
Give me about 4 to 5 business days. I can tell you.
Not too bad, dude. minus 125. If you like this number, yeah, I'm with it. I haven't been playing this consistently. I do wonder if Swish has a thought on that. Yep, he says it's a buy price on Scandal for Randall. That's right. If you want to get the assist there.
All right. There's Larry.
And we'll come back to Jaden Mack points. Juki, I saw you. Cade on the boards, just because I'm answering real quick to INC5, Inc 5. I'm not sure about Cade under on the boards necessarily. I kind of considered the assist actually a decent look for Cade based on, or a good under actually for Cade for the assist. I'm not sure about the boards. The look here is for with the recent volatility for Amin. How about Pods at plus 193 or Santos for head-to-head rebounds versus Amin? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even see that's what the bet was for. Both those guys can board up. I mean, it depends. Was Pods at 4.5? Let me pull this up real quick. I think that's interesting. If you're, that's probably like DraftKings or whatever. I don't know if anybody else offers head-to-head. Maybe 365. But what's the spread of this game, by the way? Oh, Reed is starting to get my attention.
Yeah, I was looking at that earlier.
Yeah, we didn't look at this game at all. Pods, boards. So he's been boarding up. Yesterday, 2 days ago, whatever it was, March 2nd, he only had 8 chances against the Clippers. So that's running hot. But he's up at about 14 to 15 rebound chances. That's crazy that this dude is doing that right now. The dimes have also been pretty good. 10 potentials, 11, 15, like 10, 11 potentials per game. I think the RA for my boy is starting to sound okay. I wish it was 9.5, but yeah, 10.5. I get it. It's a tough matchup though. Like, I don't know if I can get there with it. Let's talk about Reed. What do you think? If you're going to do one of these, it's strictly math. Like if Amin's at 6.5 boards and Guy is at 5.5, and you're getting nearly, is he at 5.5 or is he at 4.5? And Guy's at 5.5. What's Amin at? Is he 7.5 on the boards? Okay, so that's why, because he's 7.5 now. I was going to say if Amin was 6.5 and you're getting those numbers, then I think that makes perfect sense for Guy, especially at 5.5. The market's telling you he's one fewer, and if they tie, but you're doing head-to-head money line, right? You're not doing head-to-head with a spread there. So I always like the head-to-head stuff. So I see that. I think that the Guy one makes sense. If it's good numbers for pods too, I think that's okay. But the other one we were just talking about a minute ago, what was I just talking about?
Oh, you're talking about
yes,
Reed.
thank you. Did you have thoughts there? 13.5 seems low for what he's been doing, but Jabari's back, right? So everybody's in.
Yeah, that's kind of the concern.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that'd be my concern would be Jabari.
There's a contingency of NBA fans that think Reed should be starting for this team, though. I'm starting to fall in line with that contingency.
I mean, they need the offensive production, but I just don't know who you take out of the starting lineup to make it happen.
KD, Alperin, Amin, Jabari, Reed, like not Tari, basically, and not Josh Okogie from when he was doing that. Let's see what we got Reed at real quick.
While we're also in this game, I'll bring this up as well. Oh no, it's not this one. Where's it at? I just saw it a moment ago. There it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We have a hand up in the back of the class there from Chang. 19. I know Chang's sitting in the back of the class. 19.5 PRA for an under for Day Green. Now we got these projections updated. It's still a sell for Reed, even at 13.5 because of the other guys that are playing too. So his minutes not quite as projected. Well, it's still about 34. I might just sort of like keep the good times rolling with Reed here for a minute. I'm not scared quite as much of this defense. But Day PRA, let me pull that up. And what was Swish's comment about it?
Sorry, I just got someone confused me for a moment. They asked about Trey Johnson 14.5 points.
Oh, but that's not there.
It's 16.5 now. I'm thinking about an under.
Oh wow, interesting. That is interesting.
I'm sorry. Why were you asking me?
Under is likely money equals Draymond. Oh, if Chang is saying under is likely money for Draymond, I get it. An under in the game too is potentially likely. Draymond 19.5 PRA. It's pretty good. Under is 18.5 right here. Yeah, it's down to 18.5. I get it. I'm here to fade it against the good D. But the Trey Johnson, it's 16.5 now. Is that what you're just looking at? but he's like
it's bouncing all around. There's 15.5.
Right. No, this is the Trae Young effect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to hit those 21.5 under PRA on DraftKings. I'm sure that he's going to like have a spectacular first half.
Who's that, Trey J?
Question is, can he bet 21? Can he beat 21.5 PRA in the first half? I don't know that I think he can.
I don't think so either. Didn't he come out with like most of the third quarter left in this last game?
Yeah. He had 10 PRA, I think.
Damn. Yeah, I think what's this total at? It's 240.5. I might just hit the under as well, though. Like, I know no one's playing defense, but
this is the only thing that's keeping me off is I think Swish is right. Like, I will say it's bouncing around. It's not just holding a 16.5. It went to 14.5 immediately.
But rather than somebody knowing something, doesn't that just reek of the Trae Young effect?
I think it's both.
Yeah. Okay, I don't care about that. Did Washington give us a starting lineup? No, they didn't. Yeah, man, be careful out there. Be careful out there. Let's see if there's anything else, because I do want to roll here and try to see if there's anything I can get in. But let's see. I'm always down to read something that starts with, listen, you're going to think I'm crazy. But as of late, Jackson Hayes has won a lot of money for our boy here, Forged Recovery Coaching. Let me see what this LA game, and this might, if there's anything in this one, great. I think I'm going to try to fade Cam Johnson. I think Julian Strother is out of reach at this point, but let's pull up Jackson Hayes for our boy for 1 sec. He's been getting minutes: 23, 13, 15, 21, 5. So the Rebs are 3.5. He's been consistently staying over that to a degree. This is a tough one, though. I don't really want him to rebound against the Nuggets. Again, like second hardest team to get rebounds against for the Nugs. So any closing thoughts for you, Matty? Anywhere you want
to answer Swish, no, there's no Julian Reese yet. Yeah, I don't have any closing thoughts. Just be careful tonight, man. It's going to be an awful betting night. I'm certain of it.
Yeah.
I am not confident in a lot of things tonight at all.
Yeah, you got to sift through the muck, man. So be weary. Just use a little bit of, and this is about Trae Johnson, but I'm using it to mean about everything about the slate. So find those bets you like, but I'm not trying to like go overly gamble too much. I'm trying to find those edges that we like. So appreciate everybody tuning in, man. We'll have plenty more coming out the rest of this week. Got the stuff for tomorrow's slate as well coming out either tonight or tomorrow morning. This is the SwishLand dashboard. If you want to start your free trial and just test everything out, you got all of the projections for each player that's lined. You've got the opponent analysis and the matchup data as well. If you want to jump in there and check out player types versus defense, all that stuff. But yeah, like I said, check that all out, and we'll get you into the Discord as well, where we've got plenty of tools and bots and things in there to help you kind of automate your searches and whatnot. But check the site. We've got plenty of content on there as well. Swish has his blogs up each day. Got one up earlier as well for today's slate. I've got my bets and looks in the premium tab for you guys as well. Wherever that went, the premium tab somewhere. But either way, we'll be back here with a live and the office hours the rest of this week. Is tomorrow office hours? I can't even remember now.
I don't think I have a scheduled office
Nothing
hours
for tomorrow. All right, cool. Well, best of luck to y'all, man. Appreciate everybody tuning in. It really helps make the show what it is. And if you all give the video a like on your way out, much appreciated. Till we see you next. Happy betting.